Hello, Miami. You're watching 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me.
Good morning, everyone. Have a happy Saturday morning. Hope you're having a happy Saturday morning is what I mean. And thank you for watching and listening to 305 Sports Now. Once again, I am your host, Will. And I know that I said on my live show with both Bobby and Alex of the FTSN Network, the Fitness Talk Sports Network, that this episode will be airing on Monday. But I could not wait to tell you about the official visits that are occurring this weekend at Green Tree in Coral Gables for the Miami Hurricanes. The Miami Hurricanes once again have hit it out the park with potential recruits that could become commits, and we'll see if they are future Miami Hurricanes, okay? So the guys that we'll talk about, again, I'm going to say that I did for the last one. I'm going to go over the guys that are coming over. I'm going to focus on three guys, and eventually I will do a possible Kane segment and maybe a flip watch on a few of these. So let's start first with Elijah Griffin, defensive tackle. Linebacker, Jaden Perlotti, okay, who's a Georgia commit already. Inside offensive lineman, Cortez Smith. Linebacker, Gavin Nix. Wide receiver, Joshua Moore. Quarterback, Miami commit. One of my favorites is Luke Nickel. Defensive lineman, Walter Mathis. Cornerback, Timothy Merritt. Cornerback, Mark Manfred. Defensive lineman, Derry Norris. Wide receiver, Dalen Upshaw. And offensive tackle, Demetrius Campbell. Okay, so these are the guys that are visiting this weekend over in Coral Gables for the Miami Hurricanes. And again, I'm going to go over the stats of these individuals. I'm not going to, again, go into details about what I saw on film. That'll be for the possible Kane segment. But the first guy I want to talk about is Elijah Griffin, right? Defensive tackle, 6'5", 285 pounds, out of Savannah Christian Prep, out of Savannah, Georgia. All right. He is listed as the number one defensive lineman in the country. He's also the number one player in the state of Georgia. He is this recruiting cycle's David Stone. You guys remember last year, David Stone was the coveted defensive lineman. We got Justin Scott, who was, I believe, was the number 2 guy on that list of defensive linemen, interior linemen in the country. He's this year's David Stone. Okay, so Elijah Griffin is a guy that Canes really want, and he's a guy that fits what Mark Cristobal wants to do as far as being a bully in the trenches, both on defense and on offense as well. And of course, he likes size. Why is he number one? Let me tell you, Georgia is a state with great football. I know we talk about Louisiana, we talk about Florida, we talk about Texas, we talk about California. But Georgia's coming, guys, and Georgia's a smaller state, and Georgia has put some talented guys in the NCAA in Power 5. And let me tell you why. 97 tackles, 31 tackles for loss, 17 and a half sacks, and 1 interception. And that is as a defensive lineman. That breeds Warren Sapp type of numbers. What I mean by why Warren Sapp is because Warren Sapp was not just a guy that could stop the run. He was also a guy that could chase down your quarterback. Aaron Donald, Warren Sapp, those are the kind of guys that fit the mold of what Elijah Griffin is, and that's why the Miami Hurricanes want a guy like that. Again, you already have studs at defensive lineman. He would come in next season. After the next season, and he would be able to compete and so on for a spot, or at least part of the rotation, more or less. Then, of course, what we'll talk about is Gavin Nix. Gavin Nix is 6 foot tall, 225, big kid out of Bradenton, Florida, plays for the IMG Academy. We know IMG does produce very good football players, i.e., for example, Francis Mauigoa, who was from IMG. Okay, he is listed as the 22nd best linebacker in the country and the 22nd best player in the state of Florida. He has 42 tackles, 7 tackles for loss. He has 5 quarterback hits, a sack in 8 games. So he played limited this season, and he put up good numbers as well. Gavin Nix is a guy the Canes are very high on. Again, a guy will be doing a possible Canes segment on. Guy has good size, has good speed, has good footwork, has good football IQ. I like to say about that. And of course, Mark Manfred. Mark Manfred is listed at 6'2", 175 pounds. Okay, he is a 36th best cornerback in the country, 37th best cornerback in the state of Georgia, 57 tackles, 5 for loss, 1 pick, and 1 forced fumble. Why Mark Manfred? Is because Mark Manfred is a cornerback and Miami is in need of depth for that position. So I do believe guys like, for example, DJ Pickett as well. They're not done yet. I think trying to flip Drake Stubbs out of USC. So Chris Ewald's and the guy, Ben Hanks. The Canes are very much focused on building this this recruiting class as a class loaded with defensive backs. Okay, so that's something that the Canes really do need. Okay, although we've had some guys come in that are really solid in recruiting, we haven't had that lockdown depth, next man up type of recruiting when it comes to defensive back position. And that's what we're trying to do for this recruiting cycle. So a guy like Mark Manfred could really, fill in some holes for the Miami Hurricanes in the future, right, as well. Okay. So the same thing I'm going to say as I said last week, it is very important that we as Canes fans, trust the process. I also want to say that this is just the beginning of relationship building with these young men. A lot of these young men understand what Miami's trying to build. A lot of these young men are like the system that Lance Guidry likes to run, and they also like what they're seeing as far as the system that Shannon Dawson likes to run as well. They like the future of Miami. On the defensive side of the ball, they have great position coaches through the Canes. D. Nick is a hell of a recruiter, and so is obviously Kevin Beard, but the kids really respond to D. Nick, Derek Nicholson, the linebacker coach for the Miami Hurricanes. They also respond, of course, to Kevin Beard. So this is the time we're really going to see relationship building start, this upcoming weekend. Okay, so we're going to see maybe some guys commit. Maybe some guys will take other visits. Maybe some guys will have Miami much higher in their priority list. We don't know. But the bottom line is that this is a very important week, and the Canes do a heck of a job in making sure that everybody that's coming in for a visit feels extremely comfortable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Short and straight to the point. If you like what you heard, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports Now. Once again, you guys stay safe. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye, guys.